Hello and welcome to This is Barca. Welcome to the channel, guys, and welcome back. If you've already been to the channel before, great to see you again. And if you haven't, where have you been, man? You have missed so much. Well, you've missed one video and it was okay. So, if you like your football with a little bit of Mickey taking and about as on time as a yodel delivery, then you have come to the exact right place, because it's only been, 4 or 5 days now since Barcelona played the Australian A-League All-Stars game, and the match report is about to come up now. Well, you know what, sometimes life happens and gets in the way. So, moving on from here, we'll try and get these videos out a little bit sooner in the future. So if you can bear with me, I much appreciate that. But before we get into our adventure down under with the Australians, so let's see, did we play like Wallies or do we play like Wallabies? Okay, enough of that. Let's get on. Hey, but before we do, let's just have a look at this nice moment where Luca de Jong had his baby in the Camp Nou and had some pictures taken. What a lovely touching moment. Now, I hope this wasn't his last appearance in the Camp Nou, because I've got some friends that support Newcastle. I know, you can't believe that. I've got some friends, but yeah, I do. And yes, even more unbelievable, they support Newcastle. Nah, I'm just joking with you. But yeah, they were telling me when we got Luca de Jong, oh, this guy, man, he couldn't hit a barn door. And you know what? When he joined us, I was thinking the same. I was like, oh my God, he looks so slow and so clumbersome up front. Just, he's not a fit for Barcelona. I know it's good to have a plan B sometimes, but this guy looked more like a plan Z. You know, it's just, it wasn't working for us. And I was like, man, this guy needs to go. But then, you know what? By himself, he turned around some of the games and he won us some points just on his own, even pulling out the overhead kicks at some point. It's like, God, this guy, he couldn't do no wrong at one point. And do you know what? I hope, I mean, we might not be keeping him. He might have already gone by the time this gets to you, because it's probably going to be Easter? No, next year, 2023. Yeah. So yeah, he might have already been gone, but I hope not, because I think he's been so useful in the limited time he's had. And I'd like to reward that. I'd like to see him still here as a plan B for us. Okay. Well, it wasn't in fact the last game he's played for Barcelona, because he's in the starting lineup for this game. So, let's move on. So this was a one-off game in Australia. There's not going to be any home or away, mate. See if you get that one. Yep. So, let's see what the noisy neighbours down under are doing. Xavi will be taking 20 players with him to New South Wales, and it's in the very city where Xavi won a silver medal as Spain lost the Olympic final to a Samuel Eto'o's Cameroon. Ferran Torres, he cannot travel due to personal reasons. He's not completed the required vaccination program in time. Meanwhile, Oscar Mingueza and Ricky Puig are both in the Catalonia squad, and they will be playing a friendly against Jamaica in Girona. Neto and Longley are not in the squad for family reasons, and meanwhile Martin Braithwaite will also be staying behind as he's been called up for international duty with his country, Denmark. Other absentees on the injury list are Dest, Piqué, Nico, Pedri, Sergi Roberto and Eric Garcia. So in charge of the A-League All-Stars is going to be the former Trinidad and Tobago and Man United star, many of you might remember him, Dwight Yorke. He's been in charge of a Sydney-based MacArthur FC since last July, and he will be coaching the All-Stars team for the game. So the team is to be made up of 13 players picked by the fans and 15 chosen by Dwight himself. So what a sight the Accor Stadium was, which holds 80,000 spectators and 70,174 fans turned up, mostly of Barcelona persuasion. And Xavi said afterwards, what a fantastic atmosphere it was. I mean, if you looked at the pictures or you watched the game yourself, you can see the atmosphere there. So the game finished 3-2 to Barcelona. We were in fact on top, down under, with goals from Dembele, Traore and Ansu Fati. So in actual fact, this wasn't like a pre-season game. It was more like the end of a season pre-season, the end of season pre-season. The players were arriving here actually in full fitness, not like the pre-season games where everyone's tired, overweight, don't want to do anything, can't run, can't chase the ball. No, they arrived in peak condition and we got an entertaining game for that. Our man Dembele opening the scoring. However, the home side fired back with 2 quick fire goals after the break, before Traore made up for last week and Ansu Fati settled things. This brings a curtain down on the season for now, and the players can have some time off, reporting back for duty July the 4th. Ready for pre-season. So there were only 2 B-team players in the starting 11, so it was a strong starting 11. So those players were Balde and Alvaro Sanz. Meanwhile, we saw Samuel Umtiti getting his first start in the middle of defence for quite some time. So in the first half, one of the more active players was Balde. He had quite a good first half, with Gavi and Dembele also getting chances, as Barcelona quite often do, generally dominating in most aspects. And it was this latter pairing of Gavi and Dembele who combined to give Barca their deserved lead on the 34th minute, with Gavi supplying the pass and Dembele slotting it neatly home at the far post, finally breaking the deadlock and beating Filip Kurto, the impressive Polish keeper. Even after the interval, with Barca looking more and more in control, the All-Stars only needed a 7-minute window to turn the game around. Arnau Tenas was quickly called upon to make a fine save, but in a goalmouth scramble that followed later, Rino Piscopo managed to get the ball across the line. And only a matter of minutes later, Traore, after giving an assist to the opposition last week, went one better and scored for the opposition this week. Oh wait, no, that's a different Adama Traore. But you can forgive me for thinking that for a second. Yeah, it was his namesake who was in fact actually marking our Adama Traore. How's that for weird, eh? So the Ivorian international, he was on the end of a well-worked counter-attack, and just like that, opposition down under were on top. So what was becoming a very entertaining game indeed, where the All-Stars could have even extended their lead thanks to the impressive Garang Kuol. And if I've got your name wrong, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're not even going to listen to this. Who listens to this podcast anyway? No one, exactly. So it doesn't matter if I bumble around and mumble and stumble over all these names, tripping up over my tongue. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so just after that, our Adama Traore said, hey, I'm not going to be upstaged by you. And he did the right thing, and he got himself on the score sheet. Yes, the right one this time, with an absolute rocket of a shot that was too hot for the hands of replacement keeper Andrew Redmayne. In fact, it was so hot that it nearly ripped the back of the net. Oh wait, no. With the ball ended up bouncing up and going into the net. And seriously, man, Adama, I'm very happy for you, mate. You deserve that. So Antonio Aranda was then sent on for his debut, and the 21-year-old very nearly capped an amazing run with a goal. But instead, it was another substitute, Fati, who answered the call. Do you get that? Do you like what I did there? No, you didn't like it? Oh, okay. What? Stop doing that now? Oh, okay. In fact, it was almost Fati's very first touch after coming on, curling in the winner. The All-Stars pushed for a late equaliser but didn't manage it. And in fact, the vast majority of the nearly sell-out crowd there were wearing Barca shirts, or appeared to be Barca fans, but they were also cheering for their countrymen. They might have been both. You know, just happy to see an exhibition like this. And they almost got it, in fact, when Kool struck the post and Tenas made a fine save on the rebound. Well done, matey. In fact, at the end of the game, this little cheeky chappy, Pint-side pitch invader, he's got some memories he's going to cherish forever after storming onto the pitch and making the beeline for our coach, Xavi. Xavi initially looked bemused as to how this pint-side little kid managed to comfortably evade the on-field security. In actual fact, maybe Xavi should call him up to the squad. Get him on the right wing then, if we're going to have no one there next year. Maybe this guy could be the answer. Just look at the way he avoided the security. Anyway, he managed to get a hug off Xavi. I think that's going to wrap it up for now. I hope you enjoyed this brief, albeit late, review of the match between Barca and the A-League All-Stars. If you did like it, go on, hit that subscribe and like button. Go on. You know you're itching to. And well, if you didn't like this, and rather I shut up, hit it anyway, and that'll be the end of it. I'll shut up now. Thank you so much for listening and watching the video, and I will see you next year. Or next week. Ta-ra, bye for now.